Hi, my name is Mitchell Matthews, and today I'm speaking with Tim Boykin, also known as Black Autistic King on TikTok, one of the biggest autistic influencers currently. How's it going, Tim?
Going good.
Good to hear. So, I wanted to knock a fun question out of the way first. You're, on Instagram, your username is Kiddish Bambino, and I was curious if that was inspired by Childish Gambino.
Yep, you are correct.
Is he a big influence on you in general?
Yeah, and one person even said that my singing style is a mixture of Childish Gambino and The Weeknd.
I can see that. That's high praise. That's cool to hear. All right. So I guess that's good to know. I thought that, but I just wanted to clarify with you. But I guess we'll start from the beginning. I'm curious. You know, as I said, you're one of the biggest autistic influencers currently. And I was curious when you were diagnosed with autism, because personally I was diagnosed when I was about 3. So it's always been a part of me. I've always known about it, but a lot of people out there, especially after talking with more autistic creators, weren't diagnosed till like their mid-teens, till their early 20s. So I'm curious what your case is.
So you're asking me when I got diagnosed because you just cut out a couple
I'm
of
sorry. Yeah, I was asking when you got diagnosed with autism. I personally was diagnosed as a kid, so it's always been a part of me, but I know a lot of people aren't diagnosed until late teens, early 20s. So I'm curious what the situation is for you.
I was diagnosed when I was 5, but I didn't know about it until I was 10.
Did your parents not tell you, or did you just not process it until then?
Um, now like my parents did not tell me.
Okay.
They wanted to wait until I'm like the right age.
Okay. And when you found out about it, how did that shape your life moving forward? Did it have a big effect on you as a kid, or did it take a while for it to like fully process?
Now for my there was like a phase in my life, not like a year, but like a phase where I felt weird. Like the world opened up to me and people would call me bad names, and I usually like equate myself to that. But no, my my mom quickly got me out of that phase and told me that I am special and that I am worth something.
That's great, and that's really great to hear. I mean, parents aren't always on your side, so I'm glad to know you had that support system. I had another follow-up question. Did did her support help that sink in, or was it like a constant? Did you have to constantly remind yourself that you are worth it and you're not what these people are saying you are?
Yeah, at a time, like when I was young. But like what really helped me was my mom realizing my talents, and she told me to continue to write, continue to draw, because she noticed that I'm really good at writing and drawing.
Mhm.
And my mom asked me one day if I would like to write a book, and I was like, yes. So I've written 3 chapters about my life being autistic, and that's how I got the book Timster's World. So what makes you so special?
That's awesome. When was that published, by the way?
It was published back in 2010, February.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 11.
Wow, that's
Basically a
awesome.
year, basically a year later after I found out that I was autistic.
That's really that's amazing. That's a cool story. How has that? This wasn't an included question, but how has the release of that book affected your life specifically?
Like I got like a lot of positive attention. A lot of people were like wanting a second book almost immediately. And I have been working on the second book. And as of right now, I am complete with it, but I'm just trying to get it published, and I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. but
Congratulations.
it will be coming out this year, maybe even like within months.
That's awesome. I'll definitely look out for that, and congratulations on that as well. Was the release of
Thank
that,
you.
of course. Did the release of that book influence what did it influence your career now as a autistic advocator? Did it help establish the platform you have now, or was that just the precursor to it?
Um, now like I've always wanted to like advocate for like people who are just like me. I just want people to feel happy. I just want them to feel like comfortable with their differences. But like not a lot of people knew about my book when I first started TikTok. I just like started TikTok for fun.
Gotcha.
But then when I talk about autism, a lot of people like related could like relate that part. And so I've been like doing some other stuff and I've been doing some autism related stuff.
You said you started for fun for TikTok. Did you start talking about your experience with autism right away, or was that something that came later and proved to be something that connected with people?
Like around the same year.
Okay. That's
Like
cool.
not I didn't like start talking about autism. I was like just doing like some fun, random stuff, like stuff that I'm interested in, like reacting to funny videos and also cosplaying. And then I saw like there was like a trend of like what people think about me as a black person or what people think about me as an Egyptian woman. And I started thought about myself. I'd be like, what stereotypes do they think about autistic people? And so I did that and it blew up.
That's awesome.
Now I have like blown up before, but not to this rate.
Gotcha.
And what really landed my foundation as like an autism advocate was one video where I was like at first being like a, a girl didn't like me because I was autistic, and then I turn around and you see me in a suit, and it was like playing Justin Bieber's "Eeny Meeny Miny Mo Lover" featuring Sean Kingston,
Yes.
and I'd be like, let me show you what you're missing,
Hmm.
guys,
Hmm.
and my career just skyrocketed.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I think I've seen that video, but I will definitely go back to watch it because that sounds really great, and I'm glad you put it out.
Now, like about that video,
Yeah.
eventually, like when it was like at like 1.9 million views, they they cut it off because of copyright reasons.
Oh, that sucks.
And so I had to like repost it, but it wasn't as big as
Yeah.
the first one was.
I mean, even just describing it, it sounds like an awesome video and one that a lot of autistic people like myself do appreciate. That's really cool to see.
Mhm.
So you've been an autistic advocate for a while now, and I assume TikTok is your biggest platform where you
Yeah.
reach people. What has been the most fulfilling part of being able to have such an influence in the world of autism and beyond?
What really like benefits me? Is that the question?
Um, Not necessarily what benefits you personally, just like out of all the things you've been able to do through your platform, what has been the most fulfilling part?
Meeting new people and understanding myself a little bit more because funny enough, I've been in speech classes at my school and I learned more from TikTok and my other friends about my autism instead of like these schools. Now, not to say that like my schools did nothing for me.
Yes.
It's just I learned more about myself with TikTok.
I'm really glad to hear that. And what do you want to do with your platform in the future? Like, how do you want to take it further?
I want to continue to make my own promotions, like with my acting. I'll promote it over at TikTok, and then I might talk about autistic stuff that I love, my special interest, um, and basically be an inspiration to those who are like me and those who are not like me.
That's great. And I didn't know you have had experience in acting. What have you done so far with your acting?
So far, I have been acting in my high school, acting in my college. Back when I was in my associates, I've been acting in the University of Missouri, and I have also been in two um, like short movies, and I had like both leads.
That's great. If you don't mind me asking, are you studying acting at school, or is that just something you do like on the
Yes,
side?
I'm studying performance of arts acting here in the University of Missouri. And as of right now, a I am getting my bachelor's. Like these are my final weeks.
Oh, you're graduating in May? You're
Hello?
graduating. You, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Now I can hear you.
Okay, good. You said you're graduating in May.
Yep, May
Congratulations.
14th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you staying in Missouri, or do you going back home? Are you going somewhere else? Do you know yet?
I'm going back to Kansas City, my home, for the time being.
That's great. Well, congratulations on that. That's really awesome to hear.
Mhm.
So, personally, I found you through TikTok. I didn't reach your page, but I found your music through Tiffany Kavanaugh's neurodiverse playlist on Spotify, and
Yeah.
that's what got us in touch for the Songs with the Purpose live stream he did back in the beginning of April. So just to start off, currently you have one song out. It's called "Belong," and I'm
Mhm.
curious what inspired you to write that song.
Well, with the death of George Floyd and so many uh, killings of unarmed Black men,
Yes.
innocent Black men, um, I've written that song as like a protest song, and I've been noticing that there's also been like some ableism that has been going on, especially in the Black community as well as the white community. And since me being Black and autistic, um, I'm just like wondering like where do I belong?
And I thought about saving this question for last, but since you brought it up, I'm curious. Both of us have experienced autism. We have our own personal experience, but you are a BIPOC autistic person and creator. So I'm curious how that perspective has influenced the work you do, and how both having autism and being a BIPOC person and creator has affected you personally.
It affects me by seeing the world different, but realizing that we still need a lot of work to do. Even though we like society has like done a lot of amazing things towards autistic people and Black people, BIPOC people, we can still do better.
Yes.
And I just want to be that voice, that like clear, good-natured voice to tell everyone that we can do better.
It's much appreciated, especially in times like this, and I'm glad you've been able to have such a platform. And you said you released "Belong" as a protest song. Do you commonly write songs along that theme, or was this just the song that inspired you to do so? If that makes sense. Do you commonly write?
Like
Sorry about that.
like I write about like I write about different little stuff. Um I've been writing music ever since I was in my teenage years, and as of right now, I'm trying to redo my old songs and put them out as an adult right now.
Do you plan on releasing those as individual singles, or are you planning an album of sorts?
Like I'm planning an EP soon.
Okay. Do you
Like
have a? I'm
some
sorry.
cover songs, some original songs.
What kind of cover songs will you be doing, if you can say?
Tyler the Creator, Childish Gambino.
That's awesome. I I assume they're some of your biggest influences.
Yeah,
Who else would you
like
say are? Oh, sorry. Go on.
oh, I was about to say, I'm about to talk about my influencers.
Yeah, I was
Were you
about to
about to
ask.
ask?
Yes, exactly. Continue.
So I know Childish Gambino with his voice. Also, The Weeknd with his style and flavor of voice.
Hmm.
Also, Tyler the Creator with his like storytelling of songs because some of my songs have been like story driven.
Hmm.
Also, Frank Ocean with his emotion because I try to do my best with um, making others feel what I feel. And also like a little bit of Beyonce with the strength and passion, and basically like not caring what haters have to say. Now I'm accepting for criticism, but not haters.
I appreciate. I respect that. You mentioned Tyler and Frank. I'm curious. Did Odd Future have an impact on you growing up as a collective?
Ooh, let me tell you a story about Odd Future.
Please do.
O- Okay, so so back in 2011, MTV was like playing music. Yes, there was a time when MTV music television actually played music.
Long ago, yeah.
And I was eating my cereal. I was like watching music videos, and then this guy named Tyler the Creators came out with a music video called Yonkers,
Yes.
and he had voice. His rhymes were slick, but like some of the things he said was like wild, like whoa,
Yeah.
stabbing Mars in his esophagus,
Yes.
and then like the context of like the music video of him eating that cockroach, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get done with my breakfast and turn off the TV and head on out.
Yeah.
Now, like his music at first, I looked him up. His music at first was like for like the edgy teenager crowd,
Hmm.
and even though like it's like amazing, but like I was young at that time, so I wasn't allowed to listen to that type of music.
Yeah.
And I even went back to listening to his old music, especially like his EP Bastard and like his first studio album, Goblin, and both like, whoa, this is some dark stuff.
Yeah.
But like I started getting interested in him back in 2018 when I listened to Flower Boy. And I was like, wow, this guy got talent.
Yeah.
And then I started to listening to Igor. That was an amazing album. And I like respect his journey. And I'm just happy that he is like with Frank Ocean like as like friends, because like I heard about Frank Ocean and I listened to Frank Ocean a lot more than Tyler the Creator. And one of the first songs I listened to from Frank Ocean was the song called Novocaine. And I just love the beat. I love the voice. Like it was just like, mwah. Even as like young me, like like 12-year-old me, I was like bumping to that song. And then he put out the song Thinking About You. And around that time, I was going through puberty. So like my singing voice was a little bit hoarse around that time. Like there would be moments where I would be like talking and I'll be like, "Hi, my name is Timothy Boykin."
Yes.
And I was like sad that I couldn't reach my high notes again. And I really wanted to sing that song, Thinking About You. And I got like some singing lessons. And I learned not to sing from here, but sing from here.
Yes.
So I could easily get from my normal pitch to my falsetto pitch. Can I give you an example?
Please do. I'd love to.
Cause I've been thinking about you, you know, no, no. I've been thinking about you, you know, no, no. I've been thinking about you. Do you think about me still? Do you? Do you? Or do you not think so far ahead? Cause I've been thinking about forever. Ooh.
You sound a lot like Frank Ocean, especially in the lower parts. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, that's great to hear. And that's a great batch of influences. But I guess,
I'm sorry if I went too long with the answer. I just like to
no, I please talk as long as you want. I'm glad to hear it. I really enjoyed that. So, I mean, moving away from music, and I can't wait to hear what you come out with next. But
thank
you
you.
know, in general, you know, I feel like from my experience with autism as an autistic person, I feel like it's a topic a lot of people know about, just surface level, but there's a lot of misconceptions. And just from your experience as a whole, and also having like the platform you do, what are the biggest misconceptions people have about autism as a whole?
They think we're like children. And some autistic people do have intellectual disabilities. I am not denying that, but they do have their own voice. Either it can be either it can be like talking or speaking through an iPad or something.
Okay.
And also, there's like a misconception that autistic people are like innocent and soft.
Yeah.
Come off that way, but I do have like my moments where I'm not quote unquote pure. Heck, I even got a Deadpool costume.
I bet it looks awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. I feel like a lot of people with autism are just conditions such as that in general. I think a lot of people kind of baby proof us, or treat us with that. You're saying exactly what I've been thinking now. So I'm glad you brought that up. And I mean, when it comes to what you talk about online about autism, are you more trying to break the stigmas people have about it, or are you just trying to create a safe place for people going through autism or being an autistic person like you?
A little bit of both,
Yeah,
actually.
that's great to do. And then, of course, with autistic organizations, obviously, Autism Speaks. It's not a great place, not a good company, obviously. So I'm curious. I think there have been causes like autism acceptance where the organization that everybody knows about is doing more harm than good for the
Yeah.
people affected by it. So first off, I want to ask, what autistic organizations are doing great work and that you support and would like to feature? Or like when someone asks you what's a great organization, who do you go to?
Like so far, like the autistic women and non-binary network, and a little bit of the autism society.
Yeah.
Like that's all I know for right now.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry that I don't have it all.
No, no problem. It's just, if you do have organizations to shout out, I would like to, get your opinion because, of course, people want to get that. But then also, as we talked about before the interview started and, just earlier on your social media, you've touched on the recent live stream that you cut ties with that was ultimately canceled. And that was caused by controversy with the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, or ASAN, which is also another well-known organization. So, I had you on my live stream for Song to the Purpose back in April, and they were one of the organizations that we supported. But I had no idea about this controversy at the time, even if it wasn't going on, at the very least, what's being touched on now wasn't going on then. So, I wanted to give you the chance, if you'd like, to talk about what's been going on with that situation and the controversy surrounding the organization.
Okay, before I say anything,
Yes.
will you represent me very well?
Yes. I'm not going to twist your words. I want you to tell your experience and your thoughts as they are, if you are comfortable doing so.
Okay. May I start from the beginning?
Start wherever you'd like.
So, Mark Rober and Jimmy Kimmel is about to do an autistic live stream with many different famous actors and actresses like Maya Rudolph, Andy Samberg, Adam Sandler, Vsauce, Justine. The list goes on and on.
Yes.
But it irks me that like so many celebrities are like have like so many people behind them, yet they don't understand the bad parts about Next for Autism or Autism Speaks. And they like truly believe in eugenics and looking for the cure for autism, even though Next for Autism try to gaslight a lot of people and deleting like their like mission statements and all that other stuff that makes them look bad. They're still not the best companies. And even though Next for Autism works for autistic people when they grow older and live on their own, their ultimate goal is to find a cure for autism. And there is no cure for autism because there's nothing really wrong with autistic people. It's just that our brains are wired differently. So unless you could like do like some fantastic stuff and rewire my brain, it's no.
Yes. Fully support that.
And back to the Autistic Now, Beck Spectrum decided that she was going to do a live stream of autistic people on the same day to take away attention from Mark Rober. And like around that time, she said, not she said, but like she had Paige Lyle, Evelyn Jeans, and Ribera Bonbon. But then I was surprised I was absolutely surprised that they wanted to have me, like little me, 60,000 followers, while those three white people had like more than me. Maybe it's because I am like the most popular Black autistic creator, but yeah, they wanted to have me. And don't get me wrong, me and Beck actually talked before, but I was like surprised that they want me to be a part of this. And so I was a part of it, and then more people came along, and I found out that they were trying to do ASAN. And around that time, I was a bit uncomfortable with that. And ASAN is a company that that like is like for the autistic people and was behind the DSM-5 thing, and like take like the word Asperger's out, and not only like look at the spectrum as like one straight line, but like a almost like a circle. But like a week before, like a little like less than a week before, I found out that that company has like stolen from an autistic indigenous creator on Facebook named Autistic Typing, who talked about family and all that other stuff. And and recently ASAN did a thing about family and all that other stuff, but like kind of like white whitewashed it. And there I do have like a paper where they have like kind of the same gist of what to do. And autistic typing was angry about that. And it reminds me of back in the day in the music industry where they took like um, black made stuff and given it to white people. And I talked to like my black friends, I talked to other people about it, and I try to talk to Beck Spectrum and everyone else about it. And they said, "Oh, they're just the less of two evils," or I agree that what they did was wrong, but please, Tim, let's continue to do this. Let's continue to have this live we could like so we could like show Mark Rober and show other people that like autistic people can run this thing. And a part of me like kind of like agreed with Beck. I was like, okay, you know, like these companies, no matter if they're good or bad, or like mostly good or mostly bad, they all are like kind of like pretty corrupt. And I'm sorry, but that's like the Marxist inside of me talking. And as as like the planning went on, I started to like feel bad and bad and bad, especially with everything that's been going on, like the Derek Chauvin trial.
Yes,
Sorry, hiccups,
you're all good.
and also the blatant racism and stealing of other Black cultures. And just recently, I was in my World Dramatic Literature class, and I was reading Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is now like a Netflix movie with Viola Davis and the late Chadwick Boseman. And it talked about how like Black owned stuff has been stolen or gaslit. And so I went and talked to like Beck about it, and like they were like, "Oh, Tim, it's okay. We got like the AWN company, like the Autistic Women and Binary um, company,"
Mhm.
and I was like kind of okay with that because at least that's like another company that is like a lot more better. But there's like still a side of me that is like I want to speak out, but there were like other more famous autistic creators that had like a bigger voice than me. And I was like scared that if I were to like speak up a little bit more, they would be like, Tim, why are you being so radical? Why are you being so mean? And I don't want to like come off as like the angry black man, but like I just wanted like to keep friends. But then last weekend, I said what I needed to say, but like I still held back. I was like, guys, I don't feel comfortable with this. With everything that is going on, it is like a little bit eating me inside. And then they like all like gave me like sweet words and almost like they're like not listening and like just like gaslighting me to agree with them and like kind of like brought race into it, being like, oh, come on, like we have like a bunch of like PLC creators here, and I know it's bad that they did it to a PLC person, but like at least you are all here, and at least you represent represent what's right. And then backlash around that same weekend, there have been like some articles about boycott Autistic Now because recently Beck has made a live admitting that she knows that what ASAN did was wrong, but they're still going to be um, participating in that. And so there was like a lot of pushback and all that other stuff. And I've been getting like messages like, I thought you were like the Black autistic king. I thought you were like standing up for what's right. And I was like, hey, I called them out before because I did make a video about me calling out ASAN before. And even though I don't agree, I still want to do it. And they kind of understand. But Beck decided to have like a group meeting because it was like getting a little bit too much for her. In fact, she was getting death threats from this. And I don't agree with that. I mean, you could disagree, but no death threats.
Yeah.
And so we had our meeting. I was with other PLC creators. And we like spoke our truth. And it honestly felt good to speak how I feel about ASAN and how they like continue to like tell me it's going to be okay, but I wasn't okay. And we all told our individual truth. And Beck decided to end the live. Now, me and some other people in the BIPOC community live stream, we said maybe we should like postpone it and then have like someone else to host it, like maybe me, maybe somebody else. But Beck feels like that she's going to mess up more and more. So they're going to end it off. I was sad, but like at the end, I understood. But can I tell you about the aftermath?
Please.
A lot of the white people, in fact, all of the white people in the group chat, um, they were like, no, Beck, let's continue to do it. Why can't we like take away ASAN? Why can't we like do this or do that? It's almost like they don't really understand where BIPOC creators are coming from. And then later on that evening, one of my friends, like they have made like some videos about the group. I'm not going to say too much, but they are like resident cryptid, and they started to do a live about the whole situation and their experience. I'm not going to go in too deep, but like Beck started to come into the live, and even like some mods of the Discord chat came in and like started to get them into like some bigger trouble. That I mean, like start some big trouble to the point where Jack, that's their real name, Resident Cryptid, cried right on live. And then Beck is going to have the nerve to like try to live chat with me because they believe that what Jack is doing is that they are lying about them, about Beck. Beck said that Jack is lying, that she is a racist when she's not a racist. And in that live video, Jack never called Beck a racist. They were just calling out their racist actions and holding them accountable. Sorry, let me just like let me get some water because I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
But what do you think so far before I continue to talk more?
Well, I'm curious before you talk more, how long has this controversy and practices that ASAN are applying been going on? Is this recent or has this been festering under the surface? Say again, it cut out.
Since Monday.
So this all just started Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I mean, the situation is heartbreaking, of course, and I think in general, people just have to take accountability because, with situations like these, I think it's easy, even when you're trying to do the best thing, ego always seeps into whatever you're doing. But when it comes to when you're putting on these events, the voices of the creators and is what matters because you're doing it for autistic people, but also, I mean, you're representing yourselves, autism as a whole, the creators, and it has to be about everybody, and everybody has to be on the same page. It has to, if you're doing a situation for the greater good and you're doing more harm than good, then what's the point?
Right.
So I do stand with everything you're saying, and I apologize that you've been going through this, and everyone affected has been as well. It's sad to hear.
And Nick also said that Jack is also lying that it was supposed to be an all-white event with just these three creators. not only like just Beck Spectrum, but also Paige Lyle, Rivera Bonbon, and Evelyn Jeans. And I know that is a lie because in the group chat that me and other BIPOC members had with Beck Spectrum, Raphael Danny, um, they like try to like talk to Beck Spectrum about like the BIPOC issue, like, hey, why aren't there any Black or Latino or other people on this live? Because it's not just like white people. And then the first person that they found was me. But Beck tried to turn it around and told me that I was like their first choice. And she made it into like a manipulative, motherly type thing. Like, I always wanted you, Tim. You were always like my number one choice. Please believe me. And I was like, if I'm your number one choice, then why in the original promotion there was only just 3 people? And she was like, oh well, I didn't have enough time to like post like my headshot. Because in like the second promotional picture, then it was like just me and 3 other white women. And then later on, they got more BIPOC people, and then it was like more colorful. If I was your first choice, why wasn't I in the first ever promotional? And so I had to like make an excuse. I had to like leave the live with Beck. Eventually, I got back on the live with Beck, and they apologized to me, and that they blew this situation out of proportion. And so I was like, okay, just don't ever do that again. And I thought everything was good until yesterday. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. I'm sorry, how was that?
That was good. One of my favorite songs. So it's appreciated.
Just a little bit of light in this dark story.
Yeah, we got to break it up somehow. So it is appreciated. But yeah, what happened yesterday?
So, yesterday night, I was working on my paper, and then I got a DM on TikTok, and Beck was asking me, hey, I was wondering if in my apology, I could like stitch one of my videos talking about my situation just so people could forgive me. And I was like, no, 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 no. When we say that you should apologize by yourself. Don't just use me as a foundation for your apology. Yes, you can use my videos to like boost me, but it doesn't feel right to like just use me as like your apology. Yeah. And they like saying like, okay, so what should I do? Huh? Do you want me to leave out of TikTok? And I was like, whoa, nobody's saying that you should leave TikTok. I'm just saying for this moment, just try to come from the heart, and then maybe you could I'm sorry, I just burped. Then maybe you could do like some videos stitching my content and telling others to go support me and go and like and share. Not for like selfish reasons, but BIPOC autistic members have been shadow banned and pushed to the side. And so like they said that they tried apologizing themselves, but like a lot of people are like trying to like forgive Beck. And I said, I know, but you have to like apologize for yourself. And then they text me by saying, I'm sorry to inconvenience you. And then I talked to like my POC group chat, and they were scared. They were like scared and told me to be careful around Beck. And then the next thing I knew, Beck deleted their TikTok account. Yep. And so I made a video about it on Evelyn Jean's account because I talked to Evelyn Jean, who was also there, and they apologized. They apologized to me and saying that, hey, I messed up. Have I shouldn't have like let you down or like let you just fill up with like worry and stuff like that. They should have like done more. And so as of right now, Evelyn Jeans is taking a break, and me and Jack are like taking over the account for right now.
Which account is that?
Evelyn Jeans, like Evelyn underscore Jeans, or like Evelyn Jeans together.
Gotcha.
And they're a pretty popular account. And so I made a video about like me and Beck's conversation. And today, a lot of people, like a lot of white autistics, are like on Beck's side than like BIPOC's side, saying that we are like bullies, saying that like that this is cancel culture. And a lot of the comments said that the BIPOC community are not bullies. They are not cancel culture. And one person even tried to say that autistic typing, the person that ASAN stole from, even said that the Autistic Now should still go on. And even though that is true, I feel like they don't know like the bigger story. The bigger story is not because of like ASAN and what they did. It's the fact that they don't really listen to BIPOC creators when they feel uncomfortable. And like maybe one day I might support ASAN again, but like as of right now, I don't feel comfortable.
I completely understand that. And just to,
And
oh, sorry.
huh?
Finish up. I'll ask after you're done.
And one of my friends, Jack, they have been like, I just realized that they have been like misgendered a lot because their pronouns is they, them, and they have like put it on like every social media. But Beck has been calling them him, even though they like act masculine and dress masculine. They don't want to receive the masculine role. And now that we all realize about it, we realize that when Beck video chatted with me, Beck wanted me to go against my friend. Um, Beck was like, Jack was portrayed as like the scary black man because they were out and about with like their feelings, while Beck portrayed me as a submissive and kind um, black man, almost like the Uncle Remus character, just tap dancing for Beck. And I just realized that I was gaslit. And even like other white creators who was a part of the chat apologized for me. They apologized. And that's a good thing. Though like Paige Lyell's apology was like a bit too white woman victim-ish, at least she's like trying to get better. That's all I got.
Well, I echo their sentiment. I apologize for what you've gone through in this event and that you've been gaslit by someone. That is heartbreaking to hear. What I wanted to ask just a second ago, I just wanted to clarify, aside from ASAN whitewashing BIPOC creators, I just wanted to clarify if you mentioned another thing. You mentioned the DSM definition in the circle instead of a line. I just wondering if you could echo that again, just so we be fully aware of that section as well.
Like back in the DSM-4, people think that a spectrum is just like if you're mostly autistic or if you're somewhat autistic. Like that's how you get like the autism and the Asperger's.
Mm-hmm.
But now times have changed, and now it's more of a circle. Like there are like some parts where like you're good at one place and you're not good at another place. There's other parts where like you're like not good at one place, but you're good at another place. The spectrum is not just a line. It's it's um it's something more than that.
And so you're saying ASAN is echoing the sentiment that it's just a line and not embracing the newer model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like ASAN was like one of the people who was responsible for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I appreciate that, but like I just didn't really like how they stole content.
So your issue fell more with the whitewashing of BIPOC creators.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that before we wrap it up. But again, I do apologize for that experience, and I hope you're able to move past it. And I hope Jack and your other friends are able to move past it as well in the near future. I guess the best way to wrap it up is what BIPOC autistic creators would you like to feature and who are doing good work? Because I'd love to get people in touch with more of those creators. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Sorry. I said to wrap up, based on everything we've talked about, I was wondering, what BIPOC creators you'd like to shout out, because I'd love to, especially given this situation, they definitely deserve more of a platform. I was wondering who you'd like to give a platform to.
I want to like invite a creator named Brianna Wilson. Continue with Resident Cryptid, Raphael Danny. Also Oddity, Fairy God, Naya 1005. Trevor JC. Oh, it's TJ. That's what I wanted to like get.
Well, thank you. I'll definitely be researching into those creators. But that's about all the
Thanks
questions
so
I
much
have,
for wanting to listen.
of
It's
course.
just like it's very, very sad.
I'm glad I could give you at least a place to be transparent. And I do appreciate your honesty and transparency with this whole thing. And I promise that won't be taken for granted or taken advantage of today. I will not twist
And
your
and also like try to talk to resident cryptid. I'll send you the at and
arms. Right.
also tell them about like our conversation and everything, just so they are comfortable with also me telling their story. And I have not reached the iceberg with their story.
I would love to get in contact with them in the future. So if you could send me their information, I'd be glad to reach out to them.
Hmm.
All right. Well, that is all the questions I have for tonight. Again, thank you, Tim, for doing this. I really do appreciate it. And again, your honesty and transparency of everything.
Thank you.
Of course.